The team sheets are in and we have a big show ahead. We hear from our captain Scott Pendlebury and the milestone man Dane Swan as they prepare for Thursday night's clash against Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. As always, I'm joined by our Director of Football, Neil Balme. Balme, who have we selected to take across the border?
Well, the good news is there's no change to the 22, which is good news in that we believe these blokes can get the job done, even though we haven't got the points the last 2 weeks.
Good to see that Maynard and Moore get the second crack at it after their debuts last week.
Yeah, they're good kids. It's really good to give an opportunity for them. We've got a lot of confidence in what they'll do in the future.
And Dane Swan named for his 250th match. We'll hear from him a little later in the show. Now, as was the case at the MCG last Friday night, there will be no team banner or club theme song on Thursday night, as it marks the first opportunity for the Port Adelaide football community to publicly mourn the passing of Phil Walsh. An incredibly sad week for not only the South Australian football community, but the AFL community as a whole. As we saw there, the great footage from Friday night's match between us and Hawthorn. Now, the Magpies have fallen to two of the game's most formidable outfits in recent weeks, with many labelling them honourable losses. Team Sheet caught up with our captain Scott Pendlebury to discuss Thursday's clash with Power and how the side has responded to these narrow defeats.
Yeah, I think we've had the last 2 weeks where we've been in games we just haven't been able to finish off, and you know, to me they're just losses. They're not honourable losses, and yeah, so we're looking to finish off better this week against Port Adelaide, and yeah, we need to bank 4 points. It's going to be a big game, and all the boys know that and are aware of you know what's at stake. I think both sides need a win, and it's going to be a massive game. Looking forward to get over. Adelaide Oval's a great atmosphere to play at, so you know the Port fans really get around their side. So it's going to be another big occasion, and looking forward to the challenge.
Now, Balme, Scott says there that he won't accept the label honourable losses. They're just losses. What's your take on that, given that we're a young, developing side?
Yeah, it's interesting. It probably reflects where we're getting to, that we are expecting a lot more out of ourselves. No matter which way you look at it, the last 2 weeks have been good efforts against very good opposition, but we didn't get the points at the end. So we really just got to lift our rating and be a little bit better than that. So I can understand what Scotty's saying. You've got to look at the game as it's played and the way we played, and out of that our effort was reasonably good and we played okay, but we do need to get better, and the challenge is in front of us Thursday night for starters. Let's
hope we can get the win against the Power. Now, of course, Thursday night marks Dane Swan's 250th senior game. It's a remarkable achievement, a feat only 11 Magpies have achieved in the club's history. He spoke to the media on Tuesday afternoon, saying the promise of what's to come is what keeps him hungry.
This year's been reasonably similar to 2010, not the win-loss, but just how tight the group is, and so how connected we are, and we really enjoy each other's company and have a good time. So that's reasonably similar to 2010 that way, but footy just moves so fast. I'm assuming if you watched highlights of 2010 of just the game in general, it's in 5 years it's changed an awful amount already. So the game just moves at such drastic speed. I don't know how I've kept catching up to it, but I'm trying. If I think there's a premiership inside, well, I'll keep going. That's the only thing there is. So hopefully I do get one before I go.
Great to hear from Dane Swan there. Now, you called his name out in the 2001 national draft. Can you believe that he's made it to 250 games all this time later?
Oh, in a lot of ways not. When he first came in, he was quite young, and he wasn't a fabulous kick, and he wasn't able to run all that well, but he's really done a marvellous job. He's a very, very strong and competitive player, but I think we're all surprised that he was probably the best player in the comp there for 3 or 4 years. That was a wonderful achievement for him. He just pushed himself so hard.
Yeah, let's hope he's got another 50 in him and we can make it to 300 games. Balme, thank you so much for your time on Team Sheet as always, and thank you for tuning in ahead of Thursday night's big clash against the Power at Adelaide Oval. Make sure you tune in and watch the boys from wherever you are across the world. Go Pies!